Hasn't taken a trial or what?
Well, I mean, trial's obviously more of an expense.
Would you feel good about a deferred prosecution on this, or that's even too heavy?
That's even too heavy. However, he'll consider that in lieu of paying for a trial, but otherwise we're going to trial. And you got to just stop.
And if she wants up there and put her on the stand and just make her look like a monkey, and that's it.
You guys put on the stand. Okay.
So what about motion to dismiss them?
That's an evidentiary hearing, and that's basically pissing away all your evidence.
So just tell them to take it to trial?
Yeah, I'd say good,
so bad, we don't have
a bad, ugly letter to say, here's your options here. Here's what I recommend. This is a more pricey one, but it's what I recommend.
She may not even show.
Probably won't.
And let's let them look at their evidence and say, all right.
What jurisdictions?
Mesa.
Maybe we should send Thomas. He seems to have his way with him.
This is.
Huh.
I mean, I think I'd have a better way with someone else, but.
I don't. Yeah, you'd have definitely a better way with anybody else other than. Oh, I'm such a non-morning person.
I guess I'm just waiting here for Nate then.
Alright, Nate, what are we going to court for today?
Well, we have a pretrial conference for a client, and we're going to meet the new prosecutor.
New prosecutor?
New one was assigned. She didn't accept the original plea agreement that was offered, and so we've got to go, and we kicked it up to the next stage. So we're going over here to see what's new. See, because they don't tell us a lot of things before we get there, so we're gonna go find out and ask for a settlement conference probably, and so we can have a discussion with the judge.
So what's the general game plan for today then?
Well, nobody's ready to proceed, not us or the state, and so we're gonna go get a new date.
Okay.
This is a time set for a pretrial conference, and so we probably will talk about court days, probably talk about trial, probably talk about the last day, but a lot of it's just scheduling. Client will be there. This particular client, the plea agreement is not very favorable. There's some time in jail that is that's not pleasant, so we're working on that. It's always fun when you're working on how much time somebody may have to spend in jail. That's today. We're just going to do what we can to move this case along as quickly as we can.
Alrighty, sounds like a plan.
It's not a culture we want to subject our people to. So even like today, they want multiple years for this client, and this client has a family. This client is relied upon by their family, and they have things that they're contributing to out here in society, and
so we're going to do everything.
There isn't even a victim in the case, but yet the state still wants a lot of jail time. And see, these are the stresses that we deal with, and we have to pull out all of our experience and all of our tricks of the trade, so to speak, or any of those things that we think that we can apply to these situations, and in just getting a more workable situation.
Yeah. So what just happened in there?
Well, we got the dates that we wanted. We got the prosecutor we're going to work with. So we're going to need to, get back to the office. This is where all of the real work and rolling up our sleeves happens.
That's where all the paperwork and stuff happens.
That's where the magic happens. We keep the clients are here, and we talk about the case a little bit, and give them some things to do in the meantime to help their case. But that's off to the office where we can actually get something done.
Perfect. Do you still have all the Quick Trip cups under the desk? Come on.
Probably. Yes. Quick Trip cups. Refills, because every little bit helps. So I can pass those savings along to my clients.
I think everybody in the office drinks soda except for me, though.
Well, so you're the one that's going to probably die first.
Probably. Most likely.
I mean, you know the story. The age-old story is they're interviewing this cat that just turned 100 years old on the Channel 3 news. And they're asking what he does, what are his habits, blah, blah, blah. He says, well, I keep myself mentally sharp. I read books, I stay current on the new topics, all that fun stuff. I walk around the block, I have a great time with my neighbors. I'm keeping up with 65, 70-year-olds. I'm doing great. I golf still. And the news interviewer was very impressed, and then they heard this big ruckus. And they said, well, what was that? And he said, oh, that's my dad coming in off an all-night drunk.
So how did you guys all end up becoming lawyers, though?
Well, I come from a long line of construction workers, and I learned at an early age that I was not very good at being a concrete contractor or working in the concrete industry.
Yeah, when I was with Nate yesterday, he had mentioned he did construction for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we grew up. My dad was a concrete contractor, and it's hard work, and I realized that I was really sucky at it. So, at the end of the day, I figured I probably ought to go to school. And since I was really good at arguing with my parents, and I thought Matlock that my grandma watched was pretty entertaining, so I went to law school, and then Nate went thereafter, and then Thomas thought, oh, that's such a great idea, it worked out for those guys, I might as well go too.
Yeah, because it is pretty cool that like all three of you guys are working in the same office together for that stuff. I think like that's kind of a driving factor for it, and I thought it was pretty interesting when I started working here that I was like, wow, all three of them practice law. So I've just been asking you guys, like, I was asking Thomas about it, I was asking Nate yesterday on the drive along, I was just like, how did all three of you guys end up doing the same thing? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
so
it's really fun because, I mean, it's like 9, 10 o'clock at night, they'll call me with questions and we'll just collaborate. We'll just talk about the clients that we have, we'll just talk about whatever case is going on, whatever. Ooh, don't put this on
I can just bleep it if I need. So so how long have all three of you guys been working together in the firm then?
Thomas has been with us, Nate's been with me for about 7 years, and that changed the landscape of everything because then it just became kind of a little bit of a lighter approach as far as the way we go about things. It became easier because we've been dealing with each other forever. We know we're dipsticks, and we know that we're kind of cut-ups and whatnot, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And so we know each other's lighter side. And so we just pander to that, and we'll be eating lunch, drinking a Dr. Pepper, and going, all right, well, what are we going to do about this particular whatever? What are we going to do this? What's the next move here? And when you put something into action and you're just kind of helping each other move along in life and in law, it, frankly, it's really cool. I mean, to have that, it's almost therapeutic. We're all three, I mean, very alike in many ways.
Yeah, but you guys have all unique like attributes that like even in the first 2 weeks that I've been working here, I've noticed like each of you guys have your own little quirks for stuff.
Yeah,
so
Thomas is a lot more sober as far as he just very nose to the grindstone, dot every I, cross every T. Nate is like the politician extraordinaire, and I'm a little bit of a mixture of both. So we hire good people around us that kind of understand each one of our needs, and they fill those gaps.
They've also been pretty patient with me carrying a camera around the office for the last 2 weeks.
They have not loved that. I will agree. I guess not everybody's just born pretty like me.